Need some tips on preparing your office for a hybrid working model? There are many hybrids in the world, from cars to pets and now work models. With a hybrid work schedule, you'll get the best of two work settings. Today we'll talk about what a hybrid working model is, its pros and cons, and 8 easy steps you can take to prepare your office for a hybrid working model. I'm Noel with Jotform. Let's get going. When switching to a hybrid working environment, you'll get the best of both worlds. It can include staff who work full-time from an office and staff who work full-time remotely. It can also include staff who work from both the office and their homes a few days each week. You could even combine the two with some staff permanently located in the office or at home while the other team members work from both locations. This working model is flexible and totally up to you to decide what's the most appropriate setup for your team. Remote work gives employees flexibility and eases COVID-19 related stress. In addition to allowing employees to continue to work safely from the comfort of their homes, remote work also minimizes commuting, which saves staff time each day. This can lead to higher productivity. Remote work also allows businesses to hire talent outside of their usually limited geographic areas. In fact, by hiring staff in different countries, you can easily turn into a 24-hour-a-day global operation, or at least a business that's staffed beyond your typical 9-to-5 local time. If you want to save a little, having fewer employees physically in an office each day can lower expenses like electricity, paper goods, and snacks. Limited interaction in an office can also help prevent the transmission of colds and the flu, potentially translating to fewer sick days. Remote work isn't perfect though. As many of us experienced throughout the pandemic, it can leave employees feeling disconnected. Communication and collaboration are also more challenging in a remote setting when people can't simply walk into a conference room and sit down face to face. Management may, consciously or not, give employees they see around the office more opportunities for advancement than their stay-at-home peers. While remote work has some ups and downs, a recent survey found that 61% of professionals prefer to meet somewhere in the middle with a hybrid work schedule that divides the week between work and home. If your employees side with that statistic, the following steps can help ensure a smooth transition. First and foremost, start with a plan. Draw up a plan of attack for how you expect to make the shift from remote to hybrid. Consider your scheduling. Who will work remotely? Who will work from the office? You can either let teams decide for themselves on how to strike the right balance, or you can divvy up who's going to be in the office and when. Once you have an idea of how your teams will be split up, figure out a timeline for the transition. You could let it happen all at once, but rolling out your transition in phases is likely your best choice. This way, you can deal with any unforeseen challenges with the first phase and adjust them before moving onwards with your hybrid plan. And make sure to give employees plenty of notice regarding your intentions. This way, they can start preparing themselves for the change and arrange schedules accordingly. COVID-19 made us all very aware of our hygiene practices and where we're potentially lacking. Keeping your employees' physical and mental health a top priority will go a long way in making them feel safe. Before switching to a hybrid model, ensure your office is ready to go. Start with the floor plan. Switch up the layout to enable social distancing. Stock up on cleaning and sanitizing products, and work your way down your new safety protocols. Taking a look at your ventilation system and upgrading, if necessary, is also a good idea. Pre-pandemic, most everyone worked in an office or physical building. During COVID-19, we learned that most of us can work from anywhere. Now is a great time to rethink what exactly the office is used for and why employees should still come in. Have your company values changed any over the course of the pandemic? If so, think about aligning your office to your new values. What do you want your staff to get out of this space? Are project collaboration, client meetings, and team building exercises important? Throughout this process, maintain a clear sense of purpose so you can communicate to your staff why the hybrid model is the ideal for everyone and the company. Facilitate collaboration across in-person employees and remote employees. Working in an office increases opportunities for in-person collaboration. Collaboration can still happen remotely. Just make sure those employees have the tools they need to stay connected. You may already have video conferencing tools, but other configurations are worth exploring, such as project management tools or even at-home setups. Consider reimbursing staff to upgrade their home offices. Small changes, such as providing ergonomic chairs, pack a big punch. Upgrading employees' internet service will also make collaboration as smooth as silk. This will ensure that everyone gets the tools they need to be successful, no matter where they work. Just because part of your staff is remote doesn't mean you can't foster relationships among your team. One way to build a virtual office community is through communication tools like Slack. Whether it's used for chat streams for work matters or to create a connection for staffers to discuss topics outside of work, this tool will help staff stay connected, even on days they are prone to feel isolated. If you hired any new employees mid-pandemic who haven't been into the office or met any coworkers face-to-face, try hosting a team-building exercise. You can also modify these events to accommodate both in-person and remote workers. While we've gotten used to instant communication through email and text, you'll likely need to reset communication expectations. With some staff working in different time zones, you'll need to practice asynchronous communication. It's helpful to set up these expectations. Workers know not to expect immediate responses to messages due to a time difference and to allow staff to focus on getting actual work done. This means more flexibility for day workers as they don't need to respond to emails right away. If productivity is a concern, you can always request status updates by the end of the day local time. Having employees scattered throughout many different locations has its pros, but it can also make it difficult for all of you to get together for a meeting. Think about weekly meetings instead of daily ones. Instead of multiple meetings, use project management tools to ensure everyone is still on track to meet goals and deadlines. When scheduling a meeting, give as much notice as possible and work hard to find a time that's convenient for all. Set agendas for those meetings to make sure that they stay on track and no one leaves feeling like time was wasted. Lastly, make sure you are nurturing opportunities for both your in-person employees and remote employees. Be wary of proximity bias. It can happen unconsciously, meaning that remote employees are sometimes at a disadvantage when it comes to getting assignments or even promotions. It's easy for managers to avoid proximity bias by bridging the gap between office and home. If you grab lunch with in-office employees, do the same for your at-home employees with Zoom lunch. Also, be sure to share positive feedback about performance for all employees with higher-ups. This way they can see who is hitting it out of the park, no matter where they are batting from. Making the change to a hybrid work model may present its challenges, but keeping employees happy and your business thriving is important. Let's do a quick recap. Plan well in advance and communicate all new changes and policies with your staff. Create a safe and clean environment. Facilitate collaboration between in-office and at-home workers alike. And do the same when fostering relationships. Keep communication fluid no matter where in the world your employees are located. Streamline your meetings so they are effective and a reasonable time of day for any employee to join. Lastly, nurture opportunities for growth with your in-office and remote workers. By following those steps, your office and employees will be properly prepped as you all venture into the world of hybrid working. Until next time, I'm Noel, and thanks for watching Jotform.